Alright, what is going on YouTube? FW7 here, coming at you guys with another one, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the top 5 rap albums of 2019 broken down into two sections. So one section we're going to have like mainstream rap, kind of, not really mainstream, but just like, you know, stuff that people know. And then on the second section we're going to have YouTube rap, which is the top 3 albums, because not that many YouTubers release albums, they just do singles. But if you guys are wondering why I haven't been uploading for a while now, last video I dropped was the Useless Grind Genius interview. It's been a while since I had like a face-to-face talk with you guys. Oh fuck, shit. I wet my freaking headphones. So we're breaking this down into two sections. We have mainstream rap, not really mainstream, but just like popular rap, people that stuff that people know. And then we have YouTube rap, which is broken down into top 3 albums of YouTube rap and then top 5 albums of regular rap. Coming in at number 5, I have Bandana. Now Bandana by Freddie Gibbs and Malib. This album was I think it's the second one they did. I think the first one was Pinata, I believe. And honestly, I don't think this was as first as a good one, but like I think it was still a pretty good album. It's an 8 out of 10, to like maybe stretching towards a low 9 in my opinion, because the production was good in this album, I believe, my opinion. And I also thought that like the actual content and like the lyricism was shown by Freddie Gibbs, that he has it. And honestly, I don't know, there's not much to say about Bandana. It's a pretty good album. Honestly, if I'm just saying this right now, 2019 was not a really good year for rap. Honestly, like 2018 was like the best year for rap of the decade in my opinion. Of the 2010s, 2018 was the best. In 2019, it's not the worst, but it's definitely low tier. Cause like, not because everything was bad, there were some terrible stuff, but at the same time, like, not that many rappers dropped this year. But yeah, there's not that much to say about Bandana. It's a top 5 album from 2019. Coming in at number 4, we have Zoo by Denzel Curry. Now, a lot of people hated on this album and say, oh, it's a 6 at best, it's a 7 at best. Honestly, I think it's like an 8 as well. Mid 8s, maybe. It's like, I'd give it an 8.6 on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd give it 8.6 because Zoo is more of a homage to like Florida, I think. I'm not from like the area, but like the very crunk style that he has in the album was just like paying homage to Florida and like where he came from. I like songs like obviously Ricky. My favorite song from the album is Speedboat. Just like listening to it and enjoying it. Speedboat is one of my favorite Denzel Curry songs. I just love the breakdown, especially. It's like I don't know, I just love that album. Zoo is a really good album in my opinion. It has a couple of weak songs, I admit. You know, Denzel Curry delivered on this album. It was pretty good in my opinion. It wasn't great, but it was good. Coming in at number 3, we have Griselda's album WWE. I don't know what the hell it's called, but like I listened to the album so many times, I still don't know the name of it. But Griselda's album, it's the rap group signed to Shady Records, Eminem's label. I expected good lyricism and good content and really good production, and that's what I got. It's a very boom bappy type of album. It's not that modern, honestly, but like who cares if it's not modern? It's a really good album in my opinion. Conway is still my favorite from Griselda. I just love Conway the Machine. I listened to him way before Bang came out, so don't pull that Eminem fanboy shit on me. Same thing with Bandana. I don't really think there's much to say about it. It's really cool. My favorite song is probably Dr. Birds, the single. That's my favorite one on the whole album, in my opinion. I just like that one a lot. I don't know. Bang remix was pretty good too. Everybody delivered on their verses. Everybody carried themselves on the whole album. Nobody lacked. It was a pretty good album. Coming in at number 2, we have Everything's for Sale by Boogie. But you know, he's a really good rapper, honestly. I'll be honest, I didn't know who Boogie was before Eminem like introduced him. But dude, this album's freaking great. It's really underrated, honestly. Like my favorite song is probably maybe Skydive or Silent Ride. I don't know, there's a bunch of bangers on the album. Honestly, everything about the album is great. The melodies were crazy. The features were alright. I don't think the features were that good, honestly. And my least favorite feature on the whole project is Eminem's feature, so don't pull that Eminem fanboy on me. As I said, Rainy Days, I just dislike Eminem's verse a lot. I'm sorry. My favorite song from it is probably Silent Ride or maybe even Soho. I don't know. I love every song on the album. Now, before we get into the number 1 spot, let's go into some honorable mentions. I have Lost Boy by YBN Cordae. I thought this album was really good. I honestly, if I'm being honest, I expected a little bit more like variety in the album. It wasn't like The Baby where like every single like song sounds the same. This album didn't really disappoint me. Like I wasn't underwhelmed, but like it just hit right where I thought it was gonna hit. But I don't know, like deep down I thought he was gonna make some crazy thing. but it was a good album, alright? Like, that's why it's an honorable mention. My favorite song is probably the one with Anderson .Paak. I forgot what it's called, honestly, I'm sorry. But the one with Anderson .Paak is probably my favorite song. Next, we have Baby on Baby, another honorable mention. You know, Suge was a banger, Baby on Baby was a banger. And the last honorable mention we have is Lost Tapes 2 by Nas. Honestly, I expected better. Nas is one of my favorite rappers. He's in my top 5. In my opinion, the best storyteller in the game. But Lost Tapes 2, it had some bangers for sure. It had some really good lyrical content. Obviously, it's Nas. Honestly, I was a bit underwhelmed with this album, but it's still an honorable mention. Now, before I get into number 1 again, I want to say some albums that were pretty good, but they're not really rap. They're like crossing genres. We have Igor by Tyler, the Creator. It's not really a rap record. It's more of a R&B / rap / soul / a bunch of other stuff. I don't know what Igor is, but I love the album. But I didn't really want to include it as a top album of 2019 because it's not really rap, strictly rap. It's a bunch of stuff. But Igor was a pretty good album. Tyler, the Creator, killed it. Next, we have Jesus is King. A lot of people hated this album. Honestly, I think Jesus is King is pretty good. It's really hated. I'll admit some of the mixing is pretty bad, but like, I think it's a banger, honestly. Hate me if you want in the comments, but Jesus is King is not as bad as people portray it to be. And number 1 for the for mainstream rap or whatever you want to call it, I have Revenge of the Dreamers by Dreamville. J.I.D. is my favorite member from Dreamville, honestly. You can quote me on this, but I think J.I.D. will be better than Cole if he continues to improve and improve. Honestly, J.I.D. is one of my favorite rappers. He's my favorite, like, new generation rapper. Excluding Kendrick Lamar, but Kendrick Lamar is not really new gen. He's like right in the middle. He's a middle child like J. Cole. But yeah, Revenge of the Dreamers. Production was alright, but everybody just killed it. No, Earth Gang was there, J. Cole was there, J.I.D. was there. But like, everybody delivered on the album, honestly. The album was like full of bops, and Kendrick Lamar did a little hook on Under the Sun. I think he should have had a verse, man. He should have had a full-on feature. You know, nothing much to say either. Revenge of the Dreamers is my favorite album of 2019. Alright, so that was the mainstream rap. Now let's get into YouTube rap. Now this section of the video is going to be really short, honestly. There's only 3 albums I can choose from the YouTube rap community. I know there's like a lot of other rappers that we don't know about because underground is really huge, especially in YouTube and SoundCloud or whatever. But these are my top 3 albums coming from YouTube rappers. Number 3, we have New Age by Randolph and KSI. Now, I know I have KSI in the title right there, and that's going to be like, bro, KSI top album of 2019, what the fuck? You know, he did alright, especially Randolph. Randolph, in my opinion, like, I don't think he carried it. They both did alright. This album is nothing crazy, in my opinion. Like, on the scale of like rating it, I'd probably give it like a 7.9 to like an 8. It wasn't crazy, but it was pretty good. I think it was pretty solid in my opinion. Nothing crazy, but it wasn't bad. There are some songs that I just dislike, like something like Real Name with Talia. Honestly, that song, like the Poppy track, I just didn't like it that much. I mean, I can see what they were going for, but just based off my preferences, I just didn't like it at all. They had some really good bangers. Like, in my opinion, Beerus was pretty good. Champagne's my second favorite song. My favorite song of the whole album has got to be Roll the Dice with Quedeca. That song just slaps the whole time, in my opinion. But yeah, New Age. Again, not that much to say about it because honestly this year was just not that great for rap. Coming in at number 2, we have A Tales from a Crypt by Crypt. Now honestly, this album exceeded my expectations if I'm being honest. I know Crypt is a really good rapper, a great lyricist. He has a bunch of crazy flows. But I don't know, Crypt is a really good rapper. He's been one of my favorite YouTube rappers for a while. And honestly, this album exceeded my expectations. I thought it was going to be good, but it was, in my opinion, great. Tough Guy is one of my favorite songs by Crypt, like, of all time. And this album had like a bunch of like personal songs and stories, and his storytelling ability, especially on Night of September, is really good. But some people are like, bro, Dunna is the best banger on the album. I think Tough Guy is the best banger. Tough Guy just slaps. You a tough guy talking shit. Crypt, good job. You made a really good album this year. A Tales from a Crypt. All the features were pretty good. Honestly, this whole album had great features. And coming in at number 1 for the best YouTube rap album of all time, not just 2019, Voice Memos by my boy Quedeca. Now, I'm just gonna say this right now, I'm a huge Quedeca fanboy. Like, Quedeca is freaking, he's the GOAT of YouTube rap, like, if I'm being honest. He's not the best lyricist. There are some people who exceeded him in that, There's some better lyricists than Quedeca on YouTube. Crypt and Screwface, for example. I think that Quedeca is just the best, like, rap artist on YouTube. Like, he's really creative with his albums. He has they're not really themes, they're more of concepts, which concept albums are, I think they take way more work than a theme album. It exceeded my expectations. Like, Voice Memos was what made me like realize that Quedeca had a crap ton of potential. Now I'm saying this as if he's some sort of freaking top 5 rapper of all time, but obviously he's not. But has the potential to be like a really good rapper. My favorite song in the whole album is probably gonna be Unusual. Nah, just kidding. Nah. Unusual is a good song, but like best hype song is obviously and the best song overall is probably The Man on My Left Shoulder. Honestly, that song is really good. My favorite song to listen to and just vibe to is Eyes, which is the one that goes before These Days. These Days is really good also, because These Days, the last song in the track of Voice Memos, ties the whole album together. Like it's all like a huge like theme throughout the whole thing, but These Days just like ties the whole album in a knot and just makes it one huge concept. Now without These Days, the album still would have been great, but These Days like made the whole album just like it was a cherry on top. Quadeca killed it with this album, and honestly, like, I don't know, this was great. Good job, Quadeca. Now the best album of 2020 is obviously gonna be Anxiously Obsessed, but I'm just saying. But yeah, that's the video for today. Anxiously Obsessed coming soon, January 31st. My single should be out by now, or if not, it's gonna come out AC 130. And yeah, peace out.
Yeah, they call this shit life. Let me give you some advice. Don't believe what you hear. Let me make this real clear. This ain't planet Earth. Ever since your birth, you've been on the living hell. It's a cursed carousel. Focus on the dope shit, cause I'm the one who's whipping it. Never learned in school, that's because